Welcome back, my fellow human beings. Today, I present my passion project to the YouTube algorithm for its blessings. Firstly, it has come to my attention that 4 months have passed. I regret to inform you that yes, I, somehow, forgot to record a majority of the development process. Another factoid that I have now remembered as of writing the script is that this game isn't an unnamed Unity project anymore. The project has a name, and an icon of a PNG file format as well. Industry Remastered. I know, very creative. Now, if I were to go through my version control's history and list out everything, 2 things would happen. Number 1, this video would have been an entire Netflix detective series, and number 2, this video would not have released before the heat death of the universe. To put it into perspective, the previous video was made in the version 0.1.023-6. Currently, the game is in the version 0.2.000.2. Terrible version naming aside, there have been 19 versions since the last video. I do not have the sanity nor the time to make a video covering everything that I've changed. So in this video, I'll just cover a few highlights. The first change I made was to how players got their resources. Previously, players would need to depend on stuff that they buy, which reduces complexity, but it doesn't give the player the satisfaction of mining their own resources. Overall, not the best game design decision. Now, most games just drill for their resources, but to retain my continued existence, a legally distinct method of sourcing the player materials was in order. Instead of drilling for it, the players use regolith extractors to get their resources, which can be placed anywhere on any sand to start extracting. The main benefit of this is so players can configure what resources they get, giving them flexibility. Now, I'd like to address the notion that extractors seem to turn sand directly into useful resources with no refinement at all. I will address that notion by saying that is true. Though that is not to say that no refinement gameplay isn't on the horizon. With the contracts that I have planned in the game, it's very likely that this will be changed heavily. After a little bit of tinkering, I added in up and down conveyors to allow players to stack conveyor lines and production buildings to maximize their throughput. Moving on to the main topic of today, I've added combat to industry. I'll let the video speak for itself. So, every morning, enemies will spawn and approach your factory to try and destroy your antenna. When the antenna is destroyed, it's game over. Along with that, the waves will become stronger over time, so you will need to improve your defenses to keep up. The idea here is to force the player to continuously adapt and upgrade their weapons as the main encouragement for progression. Of course, this will take some balancing to get right. I'm probably going to be leaning on the easy side, and I want to try and see if I can give the players the option to speed up that progression for difficulty, like a send in wave early button. Any feedback on this is going to be very appreciated. Now, to fight the enemies, the players can now make bullets to either sell or feed their turrets with. Currently, there's only one ammo type and turret, but in future, this system can be expanded. The enemies themselves will also advance in their armor over time, so the players will need to invest in different armor penetration methods and different ammunition to produce to counter different types of armor. You could produce HESH, SABOT, APFSDS, and so on. Now, all that progression in combat isn't useful or fun if you can't access it. So, I added in a contract system and a tech tree. Now, when you go to sell items, you can select which contract you want to sell to. Each contractor has specific items that you can sell to them, as well as a modifier for money that they pay you for. Currently, there is only one contractor, but the system for more of them is there. Each contractor has contracts that you can accept, which are basically just little side quests that you can complete to get points. Then, with those points, you can unlock new things in the tech tree. This could be new buildings, new crafting recipes, upgrades, or even new contractors. My idea here is to allow the player to progress at their own pace and choose what they want to get first, but still have some items that they absolutely need to get. Overall, that is all I had to cover for today. I really want to get a proper gameplay experience implemented as soon as possible, and I can't really work on videos if I'm working on the game, because that's exactly why it took 4 months to make this video. Things always come up and delay the video even further. But that's not to say that you can't play the game in its current state. Industry Remastered is currently available for free on itch.io, link in the description. The reason that I'm doing this is to get feedback. Feedback is what makes this kind of work possible. Let me know if you encounter any issues or have any suggestions for new content that you'd like to see in industry. You can use either the YouTube comments down below or the itch.io comments section. I check both frequently. Of course, I will only accept reasonable suggestions. In terms of what's coming up though, I really want to get a tutorial to introduce the new players to the game's mechanics, and that will be first. After that, I'm probably going to start working on more contractors and contracts, add more buildings to increase complexity, and work on the enemies a bit more. Other than that, I haven't planned to do much else yet, but I tend to plan as I go. I might be able to improve the frequency of my updates for a little while, though that's not legally binding. Other than that, this has been Phil, and I will see you later. Bye bye!